Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your man, Mr. SK, all day, Scrappy Kilmore, and today I have a question for all of y'all. Do you think World War II will be enough to save the Call of Duty franchise? Now, as we all know, Call of Duty was once a great game franchise with great games dropping year after year, and it started back in 2007 for many people. Because the first three CODs weren't as popular, but when Call of Duty 4 dropped, which is Modern Warfare in 2007, it was amazing. Like I said, it wasn't the first Call of Duty, but it was one of the most innovative shooters of modern times, of these generations, this generation. And a lot of people really picked that up. And then, the following year, that's when Call of Duty started the 1 year life cycle, the 1 year drop cycle. The following year in 2008, World War II came out, and World at War came out, and it was the return to World War II for the Call of Duty series. While it wasn't as popular as Modern Warfare, it was still an awesome game, and it introduced a new play mode to the Call of Duty series, which was zombies, which went on to become wildly popular in that game's life cycle and through the games that have had it since. Jump ahead one more year to 2009. This is the year the first monster of the Call of Duty franchise drops, and that's Modern Warfare 2. It elevated the series in so many ways, with the perks and the score streaks and all. Definitely one of the best Call of Duties ever made. You jump forward one more year, and 2009 is really when the innovation started. 2010, you jump forward one more year again, you got Black Ops. Now, that's the next blockbuster in the Call of Duty series. It took all the cues from Modern Warfare 2 as far as the perks and the score streaks and all, and it elevated that with the start of the heavy customization in the Call of Duty franchise. One more year forward, we go to 2011, Modern Warfare 3 drops. Now, Modern Warfare 3 is the pinnacle of Call of Duty success. Great gameplay, new ways to play, such as your co-op mode, stuff like that, new multiplayer, new ways to play multiplayer and stuff like that. Continue with the customization and all, and that, like I said, was the pinnacle. We jump forward one more year, Black Ops 2 drops in 2012. Solid gameplay most of the time. There was some bullshit in there, like the aim assist on snipers was ridiculous. It took no skill to quick scope in that game. So, to me, that kind of was the beginning of the end of the franchise, because that was the first game that jumped into the future. You know what I mean? It wasn't too far into the future, but it was far enough into the future. Alright? Following year, we got Call of Duty Ghosts, another solid game. It was the last boots on the ground Call of Duty until November, this coming November, and this is 4 years now. But that was the end of an era, as far as Call of Duty sales-wise and others. I'm going to go ahead and drop some numbers for y'all. I'm going to give y'all the top 5 selling CODs to date. Number 1 is Modern Warfare 3 with a total of 30.6 million copies sold. Number 2 is Black Ops 1 with a total of 30.3 million copies. Number 3 is Black Ops 2 with 29.4 million copies. Number 4 is, wait for it, Call of Duty Ghosts with 27.5 million. Take all that, you Ghost haters. And then rounding out the top 5 is Black Ops 3 with 26.3 million copies sold. Now, I'm going to go ahead and put an asterisk next to that one, because that was a 2-year life cycle game, because Infinite Warfare sucked so bad. Infinite Warfare sold 11.9 million copies. 11.9 million copies. That's like the worst selling Call of Duty of all time in this modern era, from Modern Warfare until now. That being said, since that game sucked so bad, only sold 11.9 million, Black Ops 3 went into a 2-year life cycle. They had DLC into a second year, which is unheard of for COD. So there's going to be an asterisk by Black Ops 3. Now, what could be causing all of this? You can speculate any way you want to. I'm going to blame it all on Activision. Activision has a tendency to get these franchises and absolutely run them into the ground. Get every penny they can out of them and run them completely into the ground. And you've seen it happen before. The Tony Hawk franchise was a great franchise. Sold a lot of copies, but they just ran it into the ground to where the last Tony Hawk that come out. Tony Hawk, what is it, 5? The game was atrocious, man. It's like totally unplayable. You know, it's like their last ditch attempt to make a cash grab off that game. They've done it with Guitar Hero and / DJ Hero franchises. I mean, they did it with Guitar Hero, and they were making so much money, they were trying to find other ways to do it. So they come up with the DJ Hero deal, you know, and they just ran that whole thing into the ground, you know, as far as micro DLC and all that, selling all the extra songs and everything, just putting out so many songs. All they want to do is make a constant cash grab out of these things. And now they're doing the same thing with Call of Duty. They're putting out an inferior product, but hoping they'll make more and more money off of the DLC and the microtransactions and stuff. Which I get it, it's a business, but man, put out a solid product first. Quality over quantity. If you put out a quality product, you're going to sell more copies of the physical, which is worth more than the DLC. Plus, you can sell DLC too, so that's win-win. You know what I mean? Now, what I think is going to happen, what I think should happen, if Call of Duty World War II fails this year, I think Call of Duty, Activision needs to sit back and look at it and go on to a 2 or 3 year development cycle. Drop one every 2 or 3 years. You look at Battlefield. Battlefield drops a game, every 3 or 4 years, something like that, but they keep DLC and keep updates. They keep that game as a living thing the whole cycle until the new one drops. Like Call of Duty, once a new Call of Duty drops, you don't hardly get any more updates or anything. You know, if there's hackers, it's your bad. You go back and try to play Modern Warfare 2 or World at War, any of these old CODs, and if there's hackers, they don't care. They don't support the online of it or anything anymore. They don't care about it. They made their money off you. Now have a nice day, you know. But I mean, another game that's an example of this. You look at CS:GO. CS:GO dropped like 5 years ago, and it's still insanely popular. It's still an eSports game, which we'll probably get into that into another video. We might get into it a little bit now, but like I said, CSGO is 5 years old. It's still wildly popular. It's still making money. Now, as far as the esports, we're going to touch on that a little bit. As most of y'all know, some of y'all may not know, Activision bought MLG back in January of 2016 for like $49 million. So Call of Duty's problems are just going to continue to get worse and worse because they're going to keep gearing it towards being esports. You know, Call of Duty, Activision, despite what some of y'all think, a lot of people say Activision don't listen to people. Activision listens to people. They just don't listen to the consumers. They listen to their advertisers, which are these big YouTubers, are these scumpers, and all these esports guys. That's who they listen to. You know, they don't care about what we think about games, so they're going to keep doing what they're going to do. What these esports guys like to keep making money. Because they know, you know, a lot of people watch these guys' videos and it's advertising for them and they make these guys happy, but shit's gonna come to an end. You know, as people get older, I don't watch the same YouTubers I watched 5 years ago, stuff like that, so I don't know. It's a never-ending cycle, you know. I mean, we're just gonna have to wait to see. Hopefully, World War II is a lot better than it was, you know, last year. And hopefully it's able to reinvigorate this franchise. If not, I feel it'll be dead. Anyway, it's your man, Mr. SK, all day. Scrappy Kilmore. Don't forget, guys, if you like the content you just seen, hit that like button. Comment, let me know what you think. And if you're not already a subscriber, please subscribe. And I'm out, y'all. Peace.